Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Monday, March 28th. And you can see temperatures this morning in the low 40s across the area, lots of clouds and showers. Most areas across south central and central Michigan between a quarter to a half inch. And as expected, the heaviest rains across southeast lower Michigan over in Ontario, where amounts range from around a half inch to an inch. And again, it's going to be a pretty soggy morning, but we do expect some breaks in the clouds as our winds will come out of the north. And you can see that across the Great Lakes. And that's going to bring some drier air into the region once we go through the day. Again, showers will in from the northwest to the southeast, and then we'll see some clearing, especially across northwestern areas here as we go through the day. And you can see cooler temperatures behind this system, currently in the 40s, dropping into the 30s across the UP and back into Wisconsin. And again, I think our highs in most cases will have been at midnight, where temperatures were in the upper 40s to around 50. And again, I think we may recover a few degrees this afternoon as we see some breaks in the clouds. But again, it'll be a cooler day out. Yesterday we had highs well into the 60s to low 70s across southeast lower Michigan. And you can see over at the Elma Masonic Home on Saturday, what a great day there for the Easter egg hunt. And that's all I've got to say about that. And if we go to the next shot here, you can see our normal high is 48, the normal low is 28. So we continue to add warmth to our climate data records as we go through these days leading up to spring. And again, April, the big transition month where we see temperatures rise from around 50 to well through the 60s by the end of the month. So spring is coming. You can see as far as we take a look at some of the snowfall for the mid-Michigan area, you can see our total snowfall for the year is now up to 41.9 inches. Normal for the entire season is 40, so we've had an above normal snowfall season so far, although you wouldn't think it. But if you look at some of these totals here in the coming years, you'd think this was a pretty decent month until you understand that of this snowfall here, 19.3 inches of snow fell in an 8-day period and quickly melted. So again, a very lean year for snow as far as on the ground. But as far as how much snow we picked up, we're above average. And that was one of the forecasts this year, along with below normal actual quantitative precipitation. If we take a look at another look at it, though, you can see if we take a look at the average snow depth for the 3 months of December, January, and February, not even 2 inches on the ground per day average. Obviously, we don't expect a whole lot in the way of snowfall as we go into the months of November, March, and April, but certainly the heart of the winter, very lean, and only 10 days this winter where we had a snow depth of 4 inches or more, and again, only 3 inches where we saw 8 or more inches of snow on the ground, so not a very good winter around this area. If you've got snowmobiles, you would have had to go, for the most part, well up north. If you take a look at the latest drought monitor, this is actually from last week. We will be doing these on Friday throughout the growing season, beginning this week as we get ready to turn the page to April. And another neat map is the drought index in the minor and major corn growing regions. You can see only a county or so that's being affected by drought across North Dakota, and a couple of counties across Kansas, southwest Kansas, that are experiencing drought conditions that are considered in major corn growing areas. And if we look at the next slide, you can see that represents just 2% of the corn growing areas, major corn growing areas that are seeing any kind of a drought. And these are listed as a slight drought or moderate drought. So we're in pretty good shape right now. And you can see all through last year, we had very, very low drought conditions across the Corn Belt areas, but this year could be a little different. We'll have to watch. I think next year could even be more severe. If we look at the next slide, you can see as far as here in mid-Michigan, closer to home, you can see over the last 30 days, we've picked up 2.9 inches of rain here in Breckenridge with an evapotranspiration number of 1.56, giving us a net surplus of 1.42 inches back into the water cycle. So pretty good shape there. And if we look at the forecast maps this morning, you can see our low pressure system now moving across Lake Erie by 7 a.m. The cold front well off to the east. And again, that'll allow for conditions to become partly sunny, at least I think by the afternoon as high pressure begins to build in. And if we look for the day on Tuesday, high pressure will be dominating the Great Lakes, plenty of sunshine. It'll start out quite cool. I think many areas will drop below freezing tonight and tomorrow morning. And then we'll see as that move off, as that high pressure rather moves off to the east, we'll get a nice return flow, and we'll warm up again around 50 tomorrow, so still pretty cool. But as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, we've got a storm system that's going to be moving our way, and it's going to have a lot of Gulf moisture move up this way, but a lot of warm temperatures as well. We'll see temperatures in the 60s on Wednesday and Thursday. Would not even be surprised to see temperatures make a run for 70 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday. We'll just have to check later models. And if we look finally on Thursday, you can see our low pressure system coming out into the plains. That'll track off to the north of us. And again, that'll bring showers and thunderstorms into the area, especially as we get into later in the day on Wednesday, more likely Wednesday night into Thursday. It looks right now the front's a little slower, so Thursday could be sneaky warm. Looks like that front's going to hold off to at least noon or early afternoon in many areas. And again, if it slows up even more, we could see temperatures well into the 70s, but we could also have a greater risk of severe storms as we go through the day on Wednesday. Right now, that would be the day we'd watch for any potential for severe storms. As far as precipitation over the next 7 days, you can see generous amounts of rain, but not excessive across the Great Lakes. From around a ½ inch to 1.25 inches across parts of the MAC area. And if we look at the next map, you can see the 6 to 10 day outlook, which begins this weekend, goes through much of next week. Very cold temperatures are expected across the Great Lakes as we see temperatures run around 10 to 15 degrees below normal. Now, it is to be noted some of the overnight model runs are a little bit warmer with this air mass coming in, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But certainly it's going to be well below normal regardless. And again, we could pick up some more in the way of snow activity, as you can see, above normal precipitation expected in the Great Lakes and across southwest Ontario, with drier conditions building across the west, where they're going to be also a little bit warmer as we go also into the 8 to 14 day outlook. But you can see the area of coolness or expected cooler normal temperatures is beginning to shrink. And once we get beyond this period, I think we begin to moderate, and I think we warm up pretty good here as we get towards the third week of April. If we look at the 8 to 14 day precipitation amounts, again, the best chances from the desert southwest into the Ohio and Great Lakes area up to the St. Lawrence Seaway. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, a great work week, and 73s to all.